Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine.
Hey guys, and welcome to the before of my daughter's room. This is a destruction zone. It's completely out of whack. I mean, at least we got some shelving units in here now. These are new. My daughter actually put these together, my oldest daughter. My husband helped her, but she put this all together after he showed her how. So I am very grateful to her and my husband for putting these in here because the organization in Clara's room is now going to be so much easier now that we can hang up her clothes in here and have some shelves to put some of her toys on. I'm also going to be getting rid of a whole bunch of toys today because I kind of feel like she doesn't play with them because, you know, there's just too many toys. She's overwhelmed by it. So they're not organized at all. They're just kind of everywhere. Also, all these toys were sitting in here while they were constructing the shelves, so there's sawdust and stuff everywhere. It's a complete mess, but I'm going to organize all of this. Like I said, I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff away. My rule is basically going to be that if she doesn't play with it or if it's broken, it's getting tossed. Either it's going to be donated to a thrift store, or if it's not even worth that, I'm just going to toss it in the garbage. So I'm really excited to have this all done because what she does right now is she just sort of gathers up all of her play food and random toys, throws them in a bucket, and then brings it somewhere else in the house and dumps it out, and then just kind of does that over and over again. And so it's really hard to keep not only her room clean, but everything else in the house clean. And also then what ends up happening is that my older children will clean up the rest of the house. They'll just shove all of her toys in another bucket and then throw it in her room, which just, you know, the chaos just goes on and on and on. So we are trying to nip that in the bud now. So I am going to super clean this room. I'm going to declutter. I am going for a minimalist idea with the toys, with just only keeping what we actually use and what Clara actually needs. And so I'm kind of hoping that she's going to play with her toys even more now because she's not going to be overwhelmed with the amount of toys that she has. So the large white container here, this is one of the containers that I was talking about that was outside of her room, and the kids just threw all of her toys in here. And so not only are her toys in here, but there's a bunch of other random stuff from around the house. I actually found a pack of glue sticks in here, so that was kind of handy because I was looking for those. I kind of needed them. But there's all sorts of random stuff. So I'm also throwing things away, and then I'm just going to be taking back stuff that belongs in the rest of the house. So now that I've organized her building blocks together in this one basket, I'm just going to place that on the shelf. And then I got another little container that I'm going to be putting her dinosaurs in. She is a huge fan of her dinosaurs, so I'm definitely going to be keeping those, as well as these magnetic shapes. The next area that I'm going to be working on is this bookshelf. I find with her books she uses most of these, but I am going to be going through them and just getting rid of anything that she doesn't really use or that's super worn out. And then I'm going to be putting this shelf into the closet to give the room a little bit more space. While I was putting the books back on the bookshelf, I decided to arrange them by size. So I'm putting the smaller books down lower and the larger books up higher. I find it looks better aesthetically pleasing, but also it's just easier to find books so you're not having a little tiny book hiding in between larger books. just going to get this side of the room cleaned up so that I can vacuum here, and then I'm going to put the dresser right here. So I find that when you're cleaning up a huge mess, the way I'm cleaning up this mess, sometimes just working in a certain area will help, because then you can vacuum that area, and if you do need to move anything around, then you're not moving stuff on top of dirt and things like that.
Say my name until the city burns and the stars fade away and your scars don't hurt. Stay with me until the last man falls. I don't need them anyway. When I'm with you, I have it all. Oh, I'll never let you slip away. Oh, and you don't have to be afraid. I will hold you till the sun comes crashing down. I'm yours until the end of time.
So once I moved the dresser into place, I just checked the door because I didn't want the closet door to be swinging onto the dresser, because then it would always get knocked, and you know, kids like to just bang doors open. So I decided that I wanted to make sure that the closet could open fully. That's why I was just checking that there. Now I'm just going to give the dresser a really good wipe now. And it is really kind of crazy how gross this can get when you don't really think to wash it all the time. At least I don't think to. And Clara often has little sticky hands. Anyways, now I'm going to clean the inside of the drawers as well, because there's often little crumbs. I don't even know how the little crumbs get in here, but there's usually crumbs and little bits of dirt and grime. So I'm going to vacuum and then wipe everything off. You'll notice on this drawer that I'm putting in right now, I'm wiping down the outside of it because it has some sort of stickiness on it, so I had to give that a really good scrub. Anyways, since I had everything out of the drawers, I decided it was a really good time to go through her clothes, because kids are always growing and always wearing their clothes out as well. So I went through all of her clothes, and anything that was either too small for her or had holes in it, I decided to throw away, and you'll see them sitting at the top of the dresser here when I'm finished.
We're so dysfunctional, but still inseparable. Yeah, we just never get it right. You're playing games with me and my sympathy, but not enough to say goodbye. Oh, 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 we stick together, but I know, oh, oh, it isn't for the better. No, that's just how we dance, with liquid confidence. We find each other every night. But if I were to let you go, if I would pack my bags and leave without you and be out there on my own, then I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. Oh, 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 I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. Oh, 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 I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. So here we go again, with silly arguments that always end up in a fight. But we can still pretend that this will never end. We just make up and let it slide. Oh, 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 we stick together, but I know, oh, oh, it isn't for the better. No, that's just how we dance, with liquid confidence. We find each other every night. But if I were to let you go, if I would pack my bags and leave without you and be out there on my own, then I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. Oh, 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 I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. Oh, 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 I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. We're so dysfunctional, but still inseparable. We're never getting it right. We're never getting it right. You're playing games with me and my sympathy. Still, I won't say my were to let you go, if I would pack my bags and leave without you and me out there on my own, then I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. Oh, 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 I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. Oh, 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 I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces.
We both know it's too late, but I think you already know. 'Cause it shows that every time you're around, I try to stay on the low, but it grows. That crazy feeling that I want you here with me. I wanna push it on down, but it will not leave. It's like I'm losing my mind, turning wrong into right. I try to keep you away, but somehow, baby, you're still pulling me in, pulling me in. I'm like a moth to a flame, I should've known better, but you're pulling me in, pulling me in. There's something in those hazel eyes, there's something that I cannot fight. I try to keep you away, but somehow, baby, you're still pulling me in, pulling me in. It's like I'm stuck in reverse, crashing back into you. What's the use? I wish that I could unlearn all the things you would do. Let me loose in that old feeling that I want you here with me. I wanna push it on down, but it will not leave. It's like I'm losing my mind, turning wrong into right. I try to keep you away, but somehow, baby, you're
So I decided I wanted to try something different with Clara's bed by moving it this way. I thought perhaps it might make the room feel bigger if it's in a different position, but after I made the bed, I realized that I actually liked it the other way better, and it did feel more open the way it was. But you know, sometimes you just gotta try something and then realize it's not that great, and you can always put stuff back, so it's not really a big deal to try new things. So now I am going to organize the rest of the stuff here. The diaper box is where I'm putting all of the garbage. The bin next to that is stuff that needs to go into the closet. The large bin on the other side of me is everything that needs to go somewhere else in the house. And then every once in a while I'm throwing stuff towards the closet as well. I don't know why I don't just put it in the bin, but I guess I was just thinking I'll just throw it towards the closet and deal with it later. And then all of the little food I'm putting in the baskets in the little kitchenette, or anything that needs to go on her little ice cream stand, I'm putting that back into place as well.
So your tears been running like a waterfall. Thought the stars would never let you down. And you keep on thinking you could save yourself, but that's love, that's just love. You should know some things will hurt, and you'll end up getting burned. I just hope that you will learn. That's just love, that's just love. You will get back up again, even if you don't know when. And it feels like the world is coming down on you. You have to move on, deal with your broken heart. No matter what you think, you'll never ever get enough of love. Every time you feel the walls are closing in, and it seems like nothing makes it better, you should try to remember that's just how it is when it comes to love, comes to love. 'Cause you know sometimes it hurts, and you end up getting burned. But sometimes it can be beautiful. That's life of love.
Okay guys, so vacuuming is the last thing that I need to do. Are you ready for the big reveal? But this is how the room looks now. I am so happy with the results because this means that with less toys there is going to be less mess for me to clean up. So I have all of her dishes and play food here in her kitchenette. All of the pieces are back in place for her ice cream cart so she can actually play with that properly. I have her bed made. There's no toys underneath it. She has her little barn set here that she can play with, and her big giraffe that is so huge, it's bigger than her. And then I went through all of her clothes, so there's less clothes in there. And then here in the closet I have her shopping stuff and her vacuum. Her dresses are hung up. She has just a few stuffed animals here at the top, and then I put some more stuffed animals in the shelves below. I really cut down on those. Then I also have her blocks here so she can just pull those out and play with them. And her dinosaurs and magnetic blocks are where they're supposed to be. Anything that I didn't really have a place for, I put in this bin down below. So she has her doll and her doctor's kit. This is just sort of the random basket. And then over on the shelf she has her books and her other toys. And this is all the toys that she has. So I feel like she is going to play more and have less stuff, which was really my goal for all of this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this minimalist toddler room clean, declutter, and tour. Have a great one, and I hope that I inspired you to throw some stuff out.
I could be who you want, 'cause I know that I need to be happy too. And then things turn to dust when I'd love just to mess up and tell the truth.